Welcome to the Mindful Explorer, a podcast where we slow down, travel with intention, and rediscover the joy of presence, one journey at a time. I'm Jane, and I'm so grateful you're here with me today. In our last episode, we explored the art of mindful eating, how every bite, when savored with presence, becomes more than food. It becomes memory. It becomes gratitude. It becomes life itself. Today, we turn from the table to the road, from shared meals to solitary journeys. This episode is about solo travel, not as loneliness, but as a space for healing, balance, and discovery. So take a breath, loosen your shoulders. Let's walk together into solitude. To be alone is something many of us fear. We often equate solitude with emptiness, silence with absence, loneliness with lack. But what if we've misunderstood? What if being alone is not a gap to be filled, but a gift waiting to be opened? Solo travel confronts us with this question. When you set out with no companion but yourself, you can no longer hide in chatter, in distraction, in someone else's plans. You are invited, sometimes gently, sometimes uncomfortably, to meet the one person you carry everywhere, yourself. When you walk through a foreign street alone, something shifts. Your senses heighten. You notice details you would have missed in company. The rhythm of a market stall, the flicker of lantern light on old stone, the laughter of children echoing through an alley. Solitude gives you space to listen, not only to the world, but to your own inner voice. It's not about cutting yourself off. It's about tuning in more deeply. Think of it as a river. When the waters are crowded with boats, the surface is noisy, busy. But when the river is empty, you can see the reflections clearly. That's what solo travel can be. A mirror, a gentle teacher. Loneliness says, I lack. Solitude says, I am. The difference is presence. Loneliness is an absence of others, of connection, of recognition. Solitude is a fullness, of awareness, of stillness, of being complete within yourself. When you travel alone, you may sit at a cafe table with no one across from you. But if you sit mindfully, you are not empty. You are surrounded by the aroma of coffee, the movement of people, the song of the street. And inside you, there is companionship, your breath, your body, your thoughts. To be alone mindfully is to remember that you are already whole. So how do we turn solo travel into mindful travel? Here are some practices. 1. Walk without destination. Let your feet guide you. Instead of asking, where should I go? Ask, what do I notice? Every turn becomes discovery. 2. Eat without distraction. Remember episode 05, Mindful Eating. When traveling alone, meals are not filler between activities. They are the journey itself. A bowl of noodles, a piece of fruit, a sip of tea. Let them anchor you. Third, journal without editing. Write not for beauty, but for truth. Solo travel gives you freedom. No one needs to read your words but you. Write what you see, what you feel, what you fear, what you love. 4. Pause without guilt. Sit on a bench. Watch the world move. Let yourself do nothing. This is not wasted time. This is presence. These practices turn alone time into alive time. Many people travel solo not only to explore the world, but to heal. Heartbreak, burnout, restlessness, grief. Carrying these, we sometimes feel broken. But solitude does not demand you to be cheerful, productive, or social. It gives you permission to simply be, to walk with your sadness, to sit with your exhaustion, to breathe with your questions. In this gentle companionship, healing happens quietly, not by forcing answers, but by creating space for them to arise. Like a cut that closes in silence, or a seed that sprouts in darkness, your spirit restores itself when given solitude. When you are alone, the world meets you differently. Strangers approach more easily. A vendor may smile more warmly. A child may wave. A local may invite you for tea. Why? Because solitude makes you open. You are not locked in conversation with a companion. Your body language says, I am here, I am available, I am listening. And so, paradoxically, solo travel often brings you closer to people. Alone, you become part of the flow of life around you. Traveling alone teaches you many lessons. It teaches you self-trust. You navigate. You decide. You adapt. It teaches you resilience. You get lost. You find your way. You grow. It teaches you patience. Not everything goes to plan, but you learn to breathe with uncertainty. And above all, it teaches you presence, because without distraction, you are brought back to the now, again and again. Solo travel is not about proving independence. It's about practicing intimacy with life itself. Solo travel is not the end. It is preparation, because when you learn to be present with yourself, you learn to be more present with others. If you can sit in silence with your own company, you can sit more fully in conversation with someone else. If you can eat a meal alone with gratitude, you can share a meal with deeper joy. If you can walk a street unhurried by yourself, you can walk more gently beside a friend. This is how solitude enriches community. By being whole alone, you bring wholeness to togetherness. So today, remember, to travel alone is not to be lonely. It is to return to yourself. It is to remember that presence is your truest companion. Thank you for walking with me in this mindful journey of solitude. And next time, we will walk together, literally. In episode 7, we'll explore mindful travel with others, staying present together. How to share journeys without losing presence. How to stay connected, not just to places, but to each other. Until then, travel gently, live slowly, speak kindly, and know that you are never truly alone. I'm Anna, and see you on the next episode in The Mindful Explorer.